everyone, this is REFORMA de Florida with a video that has the resources for bilingual storytime. And as you can see, this one, it's all about little mouse, Ratoncito. I'm so excited because I really love this. And my kiddos too. So this video is going to be divided in three because we're going to be sharing three different versions: English, bilingual, and Spanish. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share extra tips of things that you can do to change it up and to level it up depending on who's your audience. Because the main idea of this video is to equip you with tools that you can have regardless of the story time that you're doing. Especially if you don't know who's gonna come on a story time, if you're doing a family story time and you don't know the ages of your participants, this is something that you can have as a plan B or as your main plan and then change it up depending on your audience. So for the first versions that we're going to be doing, it's the English one. And I have a short version and a long version. Obviously the short one, it's good for little ones, especially like toddlers in preschool. And then the longer one, it's for school age, like first grade to third grade, and it has worked a lot because they can remember and sing a little bit more, retain more info because the song is a little bit longer. That's fine. So Little Mouse, it's basically a hide and seek game. And as I've been saying on these videos, as you transition from activity to activity, it's important that you set expectations and let your participants know what you'll be doing. So you introduce Little Mouse, especially if this is a new group. Or if you see new faces, you let them know, Little Mouse, it's a hide and seek game and we're gonna be hiding this little mouse in one of these houses and you'll have to help me find out where the little mouse is because we need to find Little Mouse. So we hide the little mouse and you can do this. You can ask them to close their eyes. I've done that, especially if the group is a little bit older. No peeking, no peeking. Or I do it before the story time, I just have it set, or I just move the board and do it behind the scenes. It's fine. So I'm gonna put Little Mouse in el azul, in the blue one. Oh my goodness, hiding the tail because it's gonna give it away. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the short version and the most common one that we sing at the story time I work, it goes like this. And we always, I don't know if I said it, I always choose the caller first and let them know that they'll help, that I'm gonna need their help later on. And this is more like a strategy, so they don't pick the little house that has the mouse right off the bat. So I let them know, okay everyone, I'm gonna choose my favorite color first and then I'm going to ask you all to help me find the little mouse if the little mouse is not in that first house, okay? So my favorite color will be, I have a lot of favorite colors, but for this one, I'm going to choose red. Okay, so we're gonna see if Little Mouse is in the red house, and then if it's not there, you can help me find him by saying other colors. But let's focus on red now, red, okay? Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Little Mouse, are you in the red house? And let's see if he's in the red house. And you can see all your audience like doing the movements with you. It's super cute. And is he in the red house? No! And you're super over dramatic. I'm like, oh no, he's not there. Not in the red house. So which house do you think he's in? And then you invite them to guess which house, and you can see all the kids. If they're little, their parents will say it. The older kids will like, blue, blue. And you sing it again. Okay, here we go. Let's do blue. I hear blue. I hear blue. I hear yellow too, but I heard blue first, and then we'll do yellow. Good, good. And you want to acknowledge that you're listening to everybody in the room. And they love that. So the blue, and you go like, Little Mouse, are you in the blue house? And let's see if he's in the blue house. Let's see. Should we knock on the door first? Okay, yeah, we didn't knock on the other one. Okay, let's see, he's here. Knock, 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 knock. Let's see. And Little Mouse is in the blue house. Look at Little Mouse. Say hello to Little Mouse. What color is Little Mouse? And then so on until and a lot of the times I tend to, because we know with Little Mouses, we kind of like choose other colors. So Little Mouse is it's in the last house. And it's super fun, especially if they're younger. They just like, whatever you do, they'll follow you. And then if they're older, I sang a little bit longer, a song that is a little bit longer, and it goes like this. Little mouse, come out and play. In which little house are you today? And this one doesn't have a caller in the song, so that's when you ask them, which house do you think the little mouse is today? And they're like, oh, purple, blah, 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 and you choose one. Ah, he's not in the purple, guys. Let's do it again. Little mouse, come out and play. In which little house are you today? And so on, so on. And that's great for older kids. As I said, it's a little bit longer, so. Okay, so now with the bilingual one. So the bilingual one, it's like literally bilingual. Español and English. So this one, where did I put the little mouse? Oh, he's right there. He's right there. So with the bilingual one is Ratoncito, and it's just like the short version of the short English version, and it goes like this: Ratoncito, ratoncito, are you in the red house? Red is rojo. Rojo is red, and you do that throughout the program. And throughout this activity, I do that all the time. Yellow is amarillo, amarillo is yellow. Or if I say, fingers, let me see your fingers. Fingers are dedos, dedos are fingers, and I do it throughout the story time, so they're used to it. But I invite you to do that so you bring more bilingual in the song. So, ratoncito, ratoncito, are you in the yellow house? Yellow is amarillo, and so on. So that's the bilingual one. And then the Spanish. So for the Spanish versions, there's one short and one long, just like in the English. The long version, it's very similar, like literally a translation of the long English version. But for the short version, I borrowed from a librarian that has this version. She doesn't sing it. She just says the rhyming, which is really cool too. I love singing everything I say. So I borrowed from her and added the same rhythm that we have for the short version in English. And so shout out to this librarian. Her video was posted on an article, a blog post of different renditions of Little Mouse that was posted in Jaybury. I'm going to be sharing a little bit about Jaybury, and it's going to be in the description below too, because they have wonderful resources for storytime, including different renditions of Little Mouse that includes the Spanish-only version by a librarian. So shout outs to her. Thank you so much for sharing it, and I hope you like this version of your rhyme. So in this one, the story is that the little mouse has lost a button. And the button, is behind one of the houses. So in her version, she says, Ratón, ratón, ¿dónde está tu botón? And then you have to find the botón. In the version that I tweaked a little bit for my audience, it's singing again. And it goes like this. Ratoncito, ratoncito, ¿dónde está tu botoncito? Because we have to do my kids, they love it. And then we have to find the botoncito. Oh, it's there! In the red house, and so on. So it's the same principle, it's just that we're looking for a little button, a botoncito, and we sing it. So the long version of the Spanish rendition, this one I translated from the long English version. And it goes like this. Ratoncito, ratoncito, sal a jugar. ¿En cuál casita hoy estarás? And then you have to ask them the color. ¿En qué casita ustedes creen que está? ¿La roja? Y rojo is red. Red is rojo. And that's how it goes. So for other tips, especially if they're older, I've noticed that when Ratoncito is behind the house, they can see they can see a bump. Kids are so smart. So they can tell where the Ratoncito is. And they're like, ah! And I try to make it more challenging for them. So I started adding other elements behind the casita. For example, I started adding, like, if there are themes like Valentine's Day, behind each casita, I will add pictures of like chocolate and flower. And if it's St. Patrick's Day, I will add pictures of a gold and rainbow and elements of that theme. If it's a theme music, I'll put music instruments. And one that I use a lot is furniture. So for example, for this one, it's a bed, cama. So I put the illustration and the name of the item, both in English and Spanish, for word recognition. Perfect. And new vocabulary. So I hide it behind the casita. And now, if it can stay, I hide it behind the casita. So once they see that bump, they'll think it's a little mouse and it's something else. And they're so excited because they know there will be something and they have to find out what it is. And sometimes I put the words, not in here, no aquí. And there's just, I'm trying to be creative so I can have that element, level it up for the older kids. And I've been doing it so far, even for the younger kids, it's just like finding something. And sometimes I don't put anything at all. It's super fun. So the other thing is adding sign language. So I've been learning the colors in sign language, and I've been showing them the different colors, like for red, rojo, rojo, red, rojo, or yellow, amarillo, amarillo. So that's something else that you can do to level it up and teach your children. That's a trilingual story time. So you can add little components for to change it up, to tweak it around, to refresh it, and to include other component elements to your story time to level it up as well. So I hope you liked it. This is super fun. And I have seen librarians that do it with shapes as well. Like the houses have shapes like hearts and triangles, corazones, triángulos. So you practice shapes and you include them in your bilingual story time, rectangulo, rectangle. And you can add the words to it right under the house. Like I've seen that too. So just the sky is the limit. You can do so many things, but boiling it down is just hide and seek. And then you add concepts that are very important for early literacy. And it's a way of learning by playing. So I'm excited to see what you all come up with. I am adding jbrae.com in the description. It's a wonderful website with resources for storytime created by 2 amazing librarians in Canada. I recommend it. They have so many blogs, including many renditions of Little Mouse. I'm also including in the description a stencil for the houses. There's so many. You can just simply Google Little Mouse stencil, template, house template, and there will be a lot of free ones. I'm just trying to make your life easier. I'll put it in the description, the one that I use. But you can, this is felt. This is felt, and I just hot glue it. And there's so many, there's some that are, there are many that are beautiful. I mean, it's just different styles. So they also sell them. There's so many things online, but I made one, I made mine. So I hope this is very helpful. Share it, like it, and subscribe to the Reforma de Florida YouTube channel. I know this video was a little bit longer, but in hopes that you have all these tools to have a really wonderful bilingual story time with Ratoncito. Also check out our website at reformadeflorida.org for a lot of more resources on library services to Latinos and Spanish speakers, and have fun doing story time. The kids notice when you're loving it and they love it. You make story time, so have fun with it and find things to shake it up and make it super fun for yourself and for the little ones. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you next time. Bye.